Welcome to the Soul Space. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Kim.
And these true life stories are brought to you to inspire growth, healing, and positive changes.
Enjoy.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Soul Space. Introducing my very special guest, Alex. Hello. Alex is the founder
Yeah.
and director of Soul Revolution Festivals.
Yes.
And retreats and events.
Yeah. And media coming soon.
It is. Yeah, it's growing, isn't it? So, Alex, thank you firstly for coming on today and accepting the invitation. I know we had Amani on a few weeks ago, didn't we? And she shared her journey. And today it is your turn. So, for anyone who is into festivals, I highly recommend Soul Revolution Festival. It's fantastic family fun, really. There's a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, for all ages. And this year it's back again with a fantastic lineup. But we'll get to that. But firstly, I want to go back in time with you, Alex, and sort of a little bit about where you've been, a bit about your journey, and then we'll talk more about the festival and the work that you're doing now, which we know you're extremely busy.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah. Firstly, thank you very much for having me. Really appreciate the invite, and loving the studio and the setup. My journey. Where to start? So my childhood. I had a good childhood. I was really lucky in that respect. And then when I got to the age of about 21, it's kind of a little bit out of nowhere. I developed cannabis addiction, so I was smoking that all the time, which kind of made me go very reserved. I was a lot more confident before then. And then I got a placement in between my second and third year of uni, like corporate, working for the council. And it was kind of like a big reality check to like what a 9-to-5 corporate life might be like. I was still addicted to weed and I just didn't have any confidence or anything. So I then spiraled into like a pretty deep, dark depression. And it was getting that bad that I was that anxious about the day ahead. I'd eat my breakfast and then half an hour I'd throw it up and then I'd go to work. And it was that draining, the constant negative thoughts, that I'd come home and I'd be in bed by sometimes I'd fall asleep by 8 o'clock and just sleep 10, 11 hours, which isn't really like me, but I had no energy. So it was quite scary because I could barely string two positive thoughts together. It was just negative. And then eventually I'd kind of had enough. So I plucked up the courage to go to the doctor. And they were just really cold to me. It was weird. It was like, she just kind of looked at me blankly. I could tell she was judging me about the whole cannabis thing. And then she just slid over like a leaflet about antidepressants and was like, you should do this and on your way kind of thing. Didn't really like I say, empathise in any sort of way. But I actually think that was maybe the best thing that could happen to me because it sparked a fire in me. I was a bit pissed off, to be honest, about the way I...
Is that the only option available sort of thing?
Is that the only option? I'd never, even growing up, my dad, he did magic mushrooms and stuff like that as well. So he was just I think with that came an open-mindedness and in touch with nature. So I wasn't really brought up taking medications, so I didn't want to take that route because of that. And it's just the way I was. And it just lit a fire in me that I wanted to get out of it myself. Yeah. So then I was just trying to work on little things. I maybe then went too far the other way and I just became really wild. And I ended up moving out to Australia for a couple of years, which was great for me, built my confidence, probably the best.
So you totally deshackled and freed yourself completely. And I think sometimes, we have to do that. We have to come from this to go the other to find the...
Yeah.
Don't we?
Well, that was it. That and my dad passing, which I'll come on to in a bit, were the two, I think, worst but best things that have happened to me because it was this transformation that happened both times. So that, like I said, I went to Australia, had an incredible time out there. new lease of life. But then, like I say, it kind of went a bit too the other way. I was maybe a bit too outgoing. There was other drugs that I was getting into, like party drugs, which is fine. Like you're young, having fun, and I was sleeping around a lot, which again maybe went too far. So yeah, and that kind of crept up with me after a bit because the down from the drugs were hitting me harder, and it was messing with my mental health. So I was like,
What were you playing around with, Alex?
Mainly MDMA.
Yeah. And what was that giving you at that time? Because there were a lot of people that are experiencing similar things. They're tapping into,
For me, it was just very liberating because, and I've still got it a bit now, I've always had a little bit of shyness about me. So when I was on MDMA, I just felt I could be fully be myself. I've always been like quite loving anyway. So I'd just chat to anyone, be dancing all night. And I just loved the vibe of it. So it's not like I regret it all. In fact, I don't regret any of it because everything's made me who I am, and I had a lot of good times as well. But I was selling it as well, so I was like very ingrained in the culture, and I was in these certain nightclubs that were going or every weekend. So yeah, but like I say, eventually it caught up with me. And then also when I was living in Australia, I found out my dad had cancer, and they initially gave him 7 years to live. So it was a shock, and like I was like crying my eyes out for a day or two. But then I was like, okay, kind of grounding myself. 7 years is a long time. And he didn't want me to come rush home, so I kind of stayed out in Australia for a bit. And we had some beautiful times because we met up in Asia, kind of like in between UK and there. But and then when I eventually decided to come home, I surprised him for his 60th birthday. I'd seen him in like a couple of months before we met up. But then when I came home to surprise him for his 60th, he just changed a lot. He'd had chemotherapy and it hadn't agreed with him. And that was just horrible. I was like, fuck, like, meant to have like another 6 years, whatever it is. Like, he didn't look like
so
someone
you
who's got
started
another...
to decline.
Yeah. He was like, I was just thinking he doesn't look like someone who's got 6 years to live. And then the decline was getting worse and worse and worse. Like a month later, it was like Christmas time, and Macmillan had come round. And I remember calling her on the phone because I was like, he's been given like this amount of time to live. But he just, like, in fact, at this point, he'd even had like a hospital bed in the lounge. Yeah. And I was like, just be honest with me, like, what's going on? Because I feel like people aren't being honest about what's going on. And she was like, yeah, he's got weeks or months at the max. And that was literally like, I think a few days before Christmas. And then it all like hit me at once because I think with the partying I was doing, because I'd found out a little bit before, it was like an escape, looking back from like facing it head on. And when I'd come home, I wasn't doing any of that stuff. And then she told me that news, and it was like everything just opened up, and I was like, yeah, just hysterical in bits. And because I wasn't working, I was then caring for my dad because my mum had to go to work, my sister had to go to work. So that was just a really profound time, and it was weird because it was like the first time I actually had a purpose, like beyond myself. So even though it was really painful, it was like, I'm going to see my dad out at the end of his life. And God, I'm going a bit.
Yeah, sorry. I think I'm a little bit.
Yeah. And like, there's so many horrible moments, but so many beautiful moments those last few weeks. Like the one time, he had to have this operation on his back, and he said he was like screaming in pain all night. And if he'd have had a gun next to him, he would have like ended himself right there. Like things, and like he wasn't really an emotional person, but he was crying then. That was hard to see. So really tough moments, and also some nice deeper conversations that we maybe wouldn't normally have. So yeah, and then what ignited my kind of awakening, as we call it, was a couple of nights before he passed. I like woke up in the middle of the night. I almost felt like I was pinned against my bed, like my arms were. And I couldn't move my body. I didn't really have any control of my body, just my eyes opened. And there was like a black angel at the end of my bed with its like wings out like that, just like looking down at me. And then I kind of like, after about a minute, just fell back to sleep. And the next morning I was just like, what the hell happened there? And I didn't really think much of it because we're really in the heat of it. I could tell he didn't really have long left. And a couple of days later, he did pass. And then 2 nights after he passed, the same thing happened. I kind of woke up, but it wasn't a black angel. It was like a figure that it was only about that big, and it kind of walked across the end of my bed. sat cross-legged and was just looking into my eyes, smiling at me. And it felt like his energy. So it was
And
kind of
what
like
was the feeling that you received from that experience?
really peaceful and beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
So it just felt like it was him saying, I'm in this other realm, in this another, I don't know, way of being.
It's a
and
deeper
I'm happy.
knowing, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm happy
Yeah.
and at peace. So from there, it was like, because I was brought up atheist,
Okay.
without any like spiritual upbringing.
That's interesting compared to, that's
Yeah.
really interesting.
Yeah,
Especially with what you do now and the experiences and
exactly.
knowings that you have now.
Well, that was it. But that was it from that day. It wasn't even like I had to have a belief. It was a knowing. Because
Yeah.
I saw beyond this realm.
Yeah.
So I had full confidence in that. And then from there, I just kind of really got into meditation, which was helping me like process my dad's death and also just explore this newfound spirituality. And then worked with Mother Ayahuasca, mushrooms, things like that. And sort of just from there, just snowballed and I've thrown myself at as much as I can within the spiritual and psychological spaces, I suppose.
Yeah. So I love that. It's quite interesting how similar our experiences have been. I didn't go to Australia and party out, but with your father and the experiences there completely resonate. And working with the medicines. Now, when did you first embark on working with the medicines? And did you receive a calling or a knowing, or was it like, were you receiving the signs? Because I'd love to talk more about that because it's an interesting subject for me. It's something I hold close to my heart, working with medicines. But I just want to know more about your experience with that and how that unravelled you and opened you up.
Yeah, so after that awakening experience, it felt like a big shift and I was kind of in this weird in-between stage where I was still drinking a little bit, but it never felt right.
Yeah.
And like the conversations and things I had before, everything just felt off and like, didn't feel aligned. So it was a very confusing time and like you try and talk to people, but they're not having that experience. They're just like, he's losing the plot. So it was difficult. And then I remember I went to a festival in Manchester with my friends. I'd watched a couple of documentaries about the medicine. I started to watch a lot of things on Gaia, which were opening my mind to new possibilities.
And Gaia's fantastic channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Gaia. I had a lot of eye-opening things watching that, and so I'd been to this festival, and the next day I felt like crap because I did some pills or whatever it was, and I was drinking heavy, and I just felt like crap, and I thought.
You felt the difference where you shifted your energy, like, pulled right down.
And I just thought, I can't keep going on this cycle. Like, it's just driving me crazy and I'm just bored of it. Like, it's just not me anymore.
So you'd reached that pinnacle point of...
I was literally sat lying on my friend's sofa and I emailed the people that were hosting the medicine retreats that day. And I said, book me on kind of thing. And it was probably definitely in the top 5 best things ever doing that.
So your first experience with your soul healing journey and evolving was with the grandmother medicine, Mother Ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Lovely. And then you started working with psilocybin, which, you know, people kind of have a lot of mixed opinions on these things, don't they? But it's really interesting of the opinions and views of people who have not embarked and experienced the medicines in the way that nature has intended it to be experienced. Yeah. In the right environment with the right facilitator and people that hold space, and it to be utilised and worked with respectfully to people who have gone into, you know, the opinions. And I love it because there's an energy that comes through with people who have done real soul work with the medicines in the way nature has intended it to be. Yeah. And, you know, and those that are still kind of trying lots of different ways, but haven't quite got there yet. Now, I know it's not for everyone, is it? Because it's not an easy experience to have. You really kind of have to surrender and open yourself up.
Yeah, and I don't think it's for everyone's path. I think some people get a call in. I think to get to where I suppose we're trying to get to, like living in the higher states of consciousness. I think there's a lot of different roads to get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's been a massive part of my journey, and I'm incredibly grateful. But yeah, I think some people, it's not a necessity.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. Everyone should, excuse me, I think I know a lot of people and who are still struggling and working through things. We all do. Even when we have been doing a lot of work, we still have our challenges and stuff sometimes, don't we, that we need to kind of sit with and look at.
Like the last 2 winters for me have been really hard because I'm trying to like really evolve Soul Revolution. It's pushing me
It gets
to my
harder
limits.
in a lot of ways, isn't it?
Yeah, it means I've got to hold
Testing.
more. And that means I have to kind of expand.
Yeah.
So I don't regret it. Like, I love it. That's what I want my kind of path to be. I
Yeah.
kinda like living in that intensity and the transformations. But yeah, I think there's always going to be challenges. You can't really avoid that in life.
Absolutely not. 100%. So you have worked with medicines and gained a lot from that. And then that helped, I suppose, give you visions and propel you on the path that you're walking on now.
Yeah.
So how did that transpire? When did you know that was the path for you? Because obviously you weren't on that before. Then being shown what you were shown, having the experiences you did. Where did it begin?
With Soul Revolution? Okay, so yeah, it was kind of more of a slow unraveling rather than, that one moment. Basically, so COVID happened, or Rona, I don't want to mess any algorithms up. And I didn't agree with a lot of the things that were going on, and I was quite vocal about it. So I had my own podcast that started to do quite well. Then it got shut down off YouTube, as you know, there's a lot of censorship and whatnot at that time. But the good thing was I built like a little bit of an audience. And then when we came out of lockdown, a lot of people were looking for community. And not always, but there's some connection between the community that was talking about that and thinking a certain way about that and the spiritual community. So it kind of went hand in hand. So I set up a small local event to see what would happen. We did it at a place called Himley Hall, really beautiful venue. And I think we had 300 or 400 people come. It was like a one-day festival. Really lovely vibe. Met so many amazing, like-minded people, friends that I'm still friends with now. It went really well. And then I did have a dream for a while to do a weekend festival, but not in that way. But then the way my path had taken me, it transpired that way. So, then 2023, the year after, we did our first weekend festival, which again was about 300-400 people. And then last year was the one that you went to, was our second year. And we moved to Weston Park.
Yeah, beautiful really location.
Big, beautiful location.
Stunning. And there was quite a fair amount there.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but sorry, to go back to the why, that was the question. So, at first it was just wanting to connect with like-minded people and give people access to these tools in the area because there wasn't many like big events. I thought at least people can come. And those local events were really cheap, so it's just like a way people could come and try things out, feel into it all. And then when we did the weekend festival, what did it for me and made me commit to this full on? We had a closing ceremony at the end and went round and like literally 80-90% of the room were like in bits crying about what the experience had meant to them. There was a 60-odd-year-old woman who had never even been to a festival before. And she was like, I can't believe what I've experienced. Blown away. And how it felt to like live in that communal way and just the emotional shifts, the spiritual shifts people experience. So then it felt like a responsibility to help it grow and bring more people in and be more professional about the way we were going things. So we like did a whole rebrand from Soul Medicine to Soul Revolution, did all the website, got a really nice logo, all those little things that you need to like help elevate a project like that. So it's been
a lot of hard work, graft, inspiration, dedication and commitment.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And all the things that I've experienced, like the medicine journeys, the meditation, all the other stuff, I just feel like that's really helped me tune into energy. And that's what I'd say I focus on with everything that we do with Soul Revolution. It's like the people. more about the people and the energy that's coming into the container.
Yeah.
And like having a feel for that. That's what I think's important and
It
what's
is.
helped me through those experiences.
And I think that is the biggest thing, and that's something Kimmy and I, when we went last year, we said, it's the energy here, it's the feel, it's the vibe, the vibration. It had there were so many levels and elements to it. One, the quality of people that were there, the people themselves. It was joyous, fun. It was heartfelt. It was beautiful. It was, you just felt peace, a sense of just relax and breathe and be yourself. The kids, I've noticed the children, they were just free in themselves. You know, you see them wearing their little fairy wings, and they had sort of the ribbons and the, you know, and the parents were just, it was lovely to see that, families being families, young people being young people, people up dancing, giving each other sort of space, but also connecting. The music was great. There were so many different practices going on and workshops and stalls. You could literally, it was like a little piece of heaven, wasn't it? Proper community.
Yeah, I suppose that's what we're trying to do, create heaven on earth with it.
Literally, yeah.
But yeah, on the children point, if there's any families out there, the under 16s are free this year, so we're really trying to bring more kids into the... Well, there already is going to be a lot more. I think we've already sold like 180 kids tickets, so there's going to be a lot of children this year.
And that is a big thing as well. Exciting. People struggle, especially when they've got a few children. It's like, we've got the costings are, it's a lot at times. So that's an absolute fantastic bonus, that is. Bring your children.
Well, yeah, like as a parent myself, it's like you want to go on a holiday, whatever it is, you're not like just paying for yourself anymore. Yeah. And like my wife can't work as much because she's looking after the kids. So instead of like paying for one person, you still got to pay for four, and it's a lot of pressure. So just thought it makes sense to kind of take the pressure off a bit for parents that want to come and bring the family.
No, that's great. So this year's lineup, what have we got in store? Because it's only 10 weeks away, as we discussed earlier.
Yes, 10 weeks away. So the big kind of name is Sam Garrett, who actually was brought up in Derbyshire, less than an hour drive from Weston Park. So he's actually really excited about it. It's a bit of a homecoming for him. Obviously, he travels all around the world. He's just toured New Zealand and Australia. He does a lot of big festivals in the USA. So having him headline is like really, really exciting, and he's just got a beautiful energy as well. Very like humble, wise guy. He's done a lot on his spiritual path, like spent a lot of time in India, spent a lot of time in Jamaica with the Rastafarians. So yeah, he's just a very authentic kind of person as well.
Yeah, his music's incredible, isn't it? Yeah. I've used many of his songs for different things in workshops and some sessions that we've done. And it is elevating. Takes you away, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he's got some funky tunes out there as well. He's got a bit of that Rasta vibe, like you say.
Yeah.
He's got a few. Yeah, highly recommend to listen to Sam Garrett. You've got a few more though. You've got loads actually.
Yeah. So we've also got a lady called Sona Jabate, who's not that well known in the UK. She's like really big in America and France and whatnot. She is insane. She's the one out of everyone I've that I've been a fan of for the longest time. Like I've listened to her music for years and years and years. She's from Gambia, so her music's all West African, and her whole backstory is really interesting. Yeah. So in Gambia, there's a tradition with the kora. It's like this really beautiful stringed instrument, and it was only men that were able to play it, and it was passed down through generations. And then she kind of broke the mold. Her brother taught her, and then I think her dad got involved and helped her as well. Yeah. So she's just revolutionary all around. She did that, then became like a top world-class musician. She's set up an academy in Gambia. She's like really proud of where she's from, because she could live anywhere in the world with her profile and what she's done. But she stays in Gambia, and she's like doing all these incredible things for people in Africa. And
it's amazing.
So yeah, she's a really interesting person as well as a good musician.
So you're personally really excited to meet her and have her there.
Yeah, I feel a bit nervous to meet her.
Oh, that's exciting though,
like
isn't
a fangirl moment.
Oh, she'll love you, Alex. How can people not love Alex? No, but that sounds fantastic. Yeah, look forward to her.
So yeah, sorry, I got a bit deep with them too. But yeah, there's
That's
Marcus Gard, incredible reggae artist, Face Off. So they're like our 4 music headliners. Got Olivia Fern, who was on the Inner Revolution
Yeah.
retreat. She's insane, like
Yeah.
in terms of taking you on a journey with her music and pulling out deep parts of you.
Yeah.
Like, she's a magician. And then facilitators, we got the Yawanawa and indigenous peoples coming from Brazil.
Yeah.
We've got Henika Patel, who's like a really well-renowned tantra lady. What else have we got? Amfar Karana, a medicine man from Colombia. Feliswa Makaye, so she's a South African healer from the Zulu tradition. She's coming for the
Wow.
first time. I went to one of her workshops at medicine. It's maybe the best
Okay.
workshop I've ever
I
done.
feel like I need to go to her.
Go to
Yeah,
her.
definitely.
Trust
Okay.
me, like
So
that
it's
was
just gone.
that was magic. Like things that were coming out of people were releases. So yeah, I'd recommend going to that one. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. But there's all sorts. We've got a sauna, we've got cold plunge, pretty much anything you can imagine. We've even got like 4 or 5 therapy horses coming, and you can go on a bit of a journey with them in the healing village. So
it's a whole experience. It's not just go along and have a dance about it. It's a multitude and levels of experiences, healing, opening yourself or decompressing,
that's
breathing.
it. And you can kind of make it how you want it, because we have very like yin and inward workshops and the healing village and things you can do like that. And then we've got like group musicians like a Mega Nebula, where it's very like bouncy music, so you can have a real rave. And we've got the DJ tent Ignite, where you can have a real rave. So if you're feeling more of that, so whatever mood you're in, you can kind of tailor the weekend to yourself, because there's so much going on. And it's
Kimmy
over
and I will
5
be in
days.
the Ignite tent doing a little bit of magic in there. Thank you for letting us come along and have a little spot. We look forward to that. So there's a multitude. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I can't wait now. It's nice this time of year because you can see the light end of the tunnel, and it gets exciting.
Yeah.
But in the winter, when you're like putting everything into it, like push you to your limits, it's hard because it feels so far away.
Yeah.
You do it all, but I can feel it now. I can feel the excitement
It's
for
there.
everyone.
The heartbeat
really
is
there. Exactly.
you can hear it. But in
pulse,
the winter,
as you said,
talking about that, during the winter you created this year, because we did discuss it on a previous episode. You created a retreat, an inner revolution.
Yeah.
Retreat. Tell us a bit more about how that was created and why. And people know what we did. We did talk about it, and we've got Amani up at the end of June, because she's joining us as a special guest to do the inner constellation at one of the workshops. Book your ticket for that. But tell us a little bit about that, the retreat that you set up.
So yeah, I suppose the start of that story is meeting Amani. She helped me through some really difficult bits. A friend of mine, Jay, mutual friend, put me in touch with her. She helped me through some stuff, and obviously doing the job I work with a lot of healers, and I know a lot of people in the space. But she was someone I could tell straight away, like had a genuine, really powerful gift. And then we just hit it off really well as friends. After the festival, she said she'd like to be a part of it, and I was just like, yes, straight away. So now she's a co-director, because she's got a really strong like corporate background as well, with like strategy and scaling businesses and things. So she's got kind of both sides with that. So yeah, we just bonded, and then I went to one of her retreats, which was a family constellation retreat, which I was kind of blown away with. But it was over 2 days, and I could see things where I felt we could add to it, and I felt like if I could take away more of the organisation side, so she doesn't got to hold as much of that, she can like fully focus on her magic, which is like hosting the constellations as you've experienced yourself. Yeah. So then, we added in like Olivia Fern singing to prepare people, the eye gazing, the allies, and we were all in a circle, meant to walk in the middle. So I added in these different workshops to build the bond and the trust between people, because when you're doing the family constellations, you've got to be able to open up and let go and be really vulnerable in front of people, haven't you? So, it was our first time doing it, but it all, couldn't have asked for more, really. I thought it went perfectly, didn't it?
It worked beautifully.
Yeah.
It was powerful, actually, because when we came along, 'cause obviously it was Kimmy's birthday, so wasn't we? And we both come along, and I was like, don't know what to expect, but I just feel definitely need to be there. I was deeply moved and inspired by how it was facilitated and delivered, and it was up there. Yeah, so well done on it. I was absolutely exhausted when I come home, and like emotionally, just still took a few days after to kind of come back. Come back, and she's got a lot to process. Energetically, definitely had some deep shifts, which I'm really grateful for. Yeah. It's interesting because even now, at this point, and I look back at how long I've been, as we look back at our journey of, when things began, when we have, the biggest loss, and it usually does derive from those times. It's a bit of a common theme with a lot of guests when they come on and they share their stories. There's always been a catalyst, a big something that's cracked people open, took them through the darkness, and for them then to kind of come through to find the light, shall we say, symbolically. So for anyone who's listening and thinking and feeling, well, a lot of Alex's story resonates. I get where he's at. Or, Sarah sharing her bits, what she's been, I get that. And they're still kind of navigating. Just keep going. Don't give up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I think for me as well, maybe, I'm just going to say, I think you have to kind of be bold and brave, because no one's going to come and save you. You've got to save yourself. So if you're in that rut, and I know it's really hard when you're in that rut because your confidence is low, you're feeling vulnerable, maybe you're feeling scared about the world and life.
And you do want someone to come along and go, come on, this is how it's done.
Yeah.
But...
and there are people that will obviously help you, but
I
just think that first step is normally the hardest, but the most important one. Take that first step, whether it is like this Inner Constellations thing you hosted soon, sounds amazing. Just go for it, man. Like, you got nothing to lose, or the festival, or whatever it is. That would be, what I'd say to those people.
Take yourself out your comfort zone. If there's things that need releasing, healing, and looking at, do it. Seek and thou shalt find. But there is a multitude of ways and practices that you can start working through stuff, isn't there? Yeah. But like you say, ultimately, it is on you. It is your responsibility to yourself as an adult to make a conscious choice to say, I want to evolve, and I want to grow, and I want to let go of X, Y, Z, or clean this out and clean that out of my life. There's been millions of people around the world who've done it and achieved it. And, it's there, isn't it? Everything is there. Yeah. And I think with the festival, you're bringing everything in that lovely, beautiful bubble, a rainbow bubble. That's how I saw it last year. I was like, it's like there's a rainbow bubble around this place. And you can step into the world of healing and freedom, because that is the theme for this year, isn't it?
Yeah, that is the
freedom.
Theme. It's funny what you say about the bubble. I actually had like a couple of energy workers trying to create this bubble around the festival. Yeah. So it's funny that you felt that.
I saw that. Okay. I literally saw it. I felt like I was inside. When the kids blow the bubbles and you see them floating and you see the colours around the actual sphere of the bubble. Yeah. And I was sitting there and I was looking up, and there was some fantastic music back, and then I just saw the film of it over, and I was like, oh, look at this. It's beautiful. Just for a moment, but it was definitely there. And then you say that they did their job well. Yeah, and we're going to ramp that up a bit this year, because I haven't got those capabilities like specifically. So there was some people who are in tune that way. Yeah. That they noticed as the festival started that the land hadn't been cleared enough, and then they started to do it, and they were literally throwing up in the bushes. It's crazy. Like I say, it's not my
forte. So this year we're going to get them in earlier. They're going to work with the land, and we're just going to clear all
the energies. I love that. Absolutely love that. And you definitely felt it. It was like stepping into a little piece of, you know, just
bliss.
Yeah, absolutely. So can we talk about what's coming up? Future plans? You've got a lot in the pipeline, and you're working very extensively behind the scenes, not just with the festival, but creating like a whole media platform.
Yeah, so there's a lot of
butterflies for you, Alex.
Yeah, there's a lot of long-term visions. Really, it's just at the moment it's just hard to
just share what
juggle
just
it all,
little snippets. No showing everything as we know.
So the festival, see how it goes this year, because there's an argument to keep it at a certain size to keep the intimacy, or we keep growing that. We're going to see after this year. And then the media side, Amani's kind of taking charge of that. So we want to create a platform where people can watch documentaries. We're going to do podcasts on there. We're also thinking about having like a conscious shop. So like trading things like cacao and whatever, and give people that trade conscious goods a platform for that. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. But yeah, that's exciting.
That sounds fantastic. And it's another extension of the tree, isn't it? Another branch.
Yeah, well, this is it. Because we are doing these multiple events. Like you said, we're doing some winter events as well. But a lot of your healing work, or I know myself, you're not, constantly at these events or in community. A lot of the time you're on your own, or you're at home, especially in the winter. People get a bit more, what do you call it when you...
well, they hibernate.
Hibernate, that's the word. Don't know why that word escaped me. So yeah, people hibernate, and for me, like I talked about earlier, Gaia, things like that helps me in the winter. Just come back to myself and get inspiration and all the rest of it. So, but yeah, if I had to not criticise Gaia, but where I feel we want to take a different direction, there's a lot of stuff on there about aliens and just like, I don't know, really far out things, which is interesting.
I love watching all those things.
Exactly, yeah.
I've always, since I was a kid, loved it all. Always just felt natural to me. So is there beings living on other planets? Of course there is. I was like, why would there not be? Look at how many species and beings are on this one, let alone... Anyway, sorry, carry on.
No.
But you want to kind of create your own vision is more about...
It's more
keeping it,
more like a human approach, because they've got documentaries on there. Like there's a couple of Ram Dass, Krishna Das. There's this guy who, it's a really long story, but basically his dad was a billionaire, and he kind of rejected taking on his business, gave up everything, nearly died, was like homeless. And it's like this whole full circle story where eventually his dad got sick. And had a few years to live, and the doctor gave him his son's book, but hadn't spoken for like 20 years. What's the chances of that? And then he reconnected with his dad. His dad went on this whole health journey and actually lived another 30 years, and they were like best friends. Wow. And they'd had this really terrible relationship before. So yeah, that was another documentary on Guy. I forget what it was called. But things like that is like where it's really human and inspiring. It's like, okay, if I talked about before, if I take this step and I just trust, have faith in spirit, in God, or whatever you want to call it, that magical things can happen for me. So that's what I'd like for the media channel. But Amani's going to be heading that up more. I will be a part of it, of course.
I think sharing true, real stories is the magic. It is the medicine. And for a lot of people, for me, and I'd imagine yourself as well, over the years, I always found more inspiration and... what's the word I'm looking for? But I found a lot of inspiration and hope when watching or reading about people's true accounts with, death and angels and spirit and the afterlife and stuff like that. That helped me through a lot, to deal with a lot. And then find, and how people have worked through, starting to love themselves and their journey of that sort of area. So, but it's always been true stories. And And this is one of the reasons why this podcast, the Soul Space, the name was dropped in. I was shown in a vision quite a few years ago, during lockdown actually.
Okay.
I went within and did a lot of within stuff. And I was told, you'll be doing this, you'll be doing that. And I was like, okay, podcast? What are you on about? And I remember said it a few times to Kimmy, and then she found here. But the thing about it, the inspiration behind it is to share, people need to connect in familiarities of experiences with the you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get my words out. Through true life experiences, because we all go through loss. When we narrow it down, we all go through loss, challenges, adversities, even addictions, and they're all on different levels, aren't they?
Yeah.
We all go through challenging relationships. We all go through inner battles with who we are, what we're about, our worth, our confidence, our gifts, and there's an awful lot of external forces that block that or try and disempower that. So when you do the work and be brave and step forward and say, I'm just going to give it all a really good go, and then you start to feel the energy shifts and the benefits, and then forge connections, and then things start really falling into place, don't they?
Definitely.
And you do elevate. So promoting that and showing how it's done and that it can be done, anything is possible, I think is so important, especially at this time, the timeline of human nature, where we're at on this planet, the timeline, that is so important, and we need more and more of that. It is medicine.
I think I've put it on a Soul Revolution website. It's like a short piece about me and like my intention, and that was one of the big things I talked about, hope. Like giving people a sense of hope, because I feel like there's a lot of hopelessness, feelings, especially in this country, loneliness, all that kind of stuff. But I feel like, obviously I don't want to blow the Soul Revolution trumpet too hard, but I feel like
I will.
If you're feeling that way,
it's amazing.
If you're feeling that way, if you come for the weekend, I guarantee a lot of it will be alleviated by the end of it.
Yeah, 100%. Even just by being there with the energies, because as we know, everything is energy and frequency.
Yes,
everything, literally, words, sound, music.
Yes.
That's
what it's called about the main stage, because it's like kind of at the top of the festival. So it's there for a reason, because the vibration kind of goes out onto the whole field. That's quite nice. Yeah, you mentioned the theme for this year earlier, freedom. So I'll touch a little bit on that, because that's quite an interesting story of how it came about, which I'm going to talk about at the opening ceremony. But so at the end of the festival last year, Amani took us into the yurt and did a ceremony. It was kind of similar to Constellations, but a little bit different. And it was me and other members of the core team at Soul Revolution. There's about 7 of us, I think. And we all went through a process. It was like a 2.5 hour thing. And mine was at the end, and it was really deep, dark thing that happened to me in childhood that Amani helped me through this process. And all the team had their hands on me, which helped me go through it. And what you were saying earlier, like the power, and this is the power, I think, of constellation work, being seen and being held by other people, like it's so powerful, which I don't think I realised before, because doing meditation every day and plant medicine journeys and all that stuff, which is amazing, like going inward, but then actually to go through a journey with other people and then watch you in your vulnerability and you watch them in their vulnerability, like that is, so beautiful. And then she asked us at the start of the ceremony to think of a word in our head. And then when I went for this experience, she said, right, you need to release this energy that's in you. And I burst it was like a bit of an out-of-body experience. I didn't feel like I was in control. I burst out the back of the door, and there's a big woodland behind, and I just shouted out freedom, like I'm Braveheart at the top of my voice. So, and then she said, what was the word everyone was thinking about? And it was freedom.
Wow.
And then we just put like a vote on Instagram with some other words, and freedom like won by a landslide. So it's very divinely guided, this theme, I feel. And I'm just looking forward to, obviously there's so much you can put in place, like you book the people, but then the magic is kind of like everything that happens in between that you don't know what's going to happen. Like last year at the closing ceremony, I was talking, and then this kite came, big bird, and just started swooping over the top of us, and like it just felt so magical because of the time and everything that people had gone through that weekend. Like there's people breaking down in tears just because of this kite coming over. So it's all the things like that I'm really excited for as well.
Definitely definitely receive lots of signs. Yeah, 100%. And that's another thing I wanted to just talk about. Birds are messengers, aren't they? Wow, that's one of the things that they do. But the amount of bird life that has been coming into my garden, that has been presenting and showing itself to me as well, it's been incredible. But things like that, I think people look out for your signs. Ask and you shall receive. You'll be shown. Signs. So for anyone looking for this kind of thing, highly recommend Soul Revolution. Come along. And free yourself up from a few things that are no longer serving you. Yes,
definitely. Like I say, you can kind of tailor it to whatever intention you have. It might just be that you've had a lot of stress at the moment, you just want to chill out. You can just go to a lot of the more chilled workshops, spend time in the healing village. Yeah. There's a lot of space. You can just go and sit in the woods. We've got a little woodland there.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Or if you want to have like a really deep experience, you can go to workshops that, I like. We've got a grief ritual ceremony if you've like gone through a loss recently. So like I say, you can really tailor it to whatever you need, and I feel you'll get it if you just stick with your intention.
Love that. Wonderful. So Alex, visions for Soul Revolution. Keeping it going, keeping it growing, keeping it glowing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, well, I was talking about this the other day with the team because I was asked that, and I said initially, because when I first stepped onto Weston Park, it was where they used to host V Festival, which was like 100,000 people. It's 1,000 acres there. It's huge. Obviously, we have a small part of it at the moment. But when I first stepped on there, it was weird. I had goosebumps. So I was looking out, and I could just imagine like 100,000 people going through this journey together. But now I'm not sure. Like I say, we're going to see how it goes this year and what we're going to do.
And the possibilities are endless, aren't they?
Yeah.
But the intention and the energy behind it is all coming from the most beautiful place, which is the heart.
Yeah.
Which is the biggest and most important thing. Kimmy and I talked about it, been to a few different festivals and that. And they're all, they've got their own sort of energetic stamp. But with Soul Rev, you can feel that. As I think I said to you, it had a heartbeat. And if you've never experienced that before, I highly recommend go and experience it, just the energy and the feel of it. So, Alex, I really appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you.
Sharing
appreciate you having me.
Your story and your inspirational work that you're doing. You are a beautiful soul. Kimmy and I absolutely adore you. And we are so grateful, along with everyone else who's, sort of experienced what you've created. They are grateful that it exists and it happens. So blessings and love.
Blessings. Lots of love to you too. No, I really appreciate it, and massive respect for everything you're doing. Love this container you've created, and you're doing loads of amazing things.
I think that's what it is. It's been beautiful because you kind of get to forge connections and network and collaborate, and things start kind of interweaving, don't they, when you start.
Yeah, that's another good
Coming
thing
together.
about SarahZebz. It's great for networking with like-minded people, especially if you're a space holder yourself, where there's all sorts of magical collaborations that end up happening off the back of it. Did you meet Luke, the DJ, at SarahZebz? Or did you
Was
meet
it
him?
at Soul Rev? We met Luke at Exhale.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, even
he
any
came up-
events, isn't it? It's like the great
Yeah,
places
well,
to
everyone's sort
network
of,
and-
kind of working together. I love that. Yeah, Luke came. We did our first, well, it was only meant to be just a little gathering at the chapel a few months ago, just to kind of celebrate the birth of the Soul Space this year. But it ended up being like a mini event.
Nice.
It was quite funny, but we had Luke come along for that, and it was great. People who'd never experienced anything like that ever, or gone to an event where there was no alcohol and danced without alcohol.
Ah, yeah.
Here's a cup
powerful.
of cacao, get that down,
Yeah.
Wait to see what happens. They were like, it was emotional for them.
Yeah.
We had drums going. It was just.
I've always said that's one of the most powerful things that you see happening, because people, and this was me, like I needed alcohol to dance.
Yeah.
And when I went to India to do my meditation teacher training, the first thing he did, I was on my own in India, a little bit nervous. I was more excited, but a little bit nervous. And we all came in. He didn't say anything, he just sat there. And then he turned around, he put the music on, and he said, right, close your eyes and dance. And we were dancing for about half an hour. And after a bit, I was just kind of lost in it.
Yeah.
And then there was a lot of dancing that week. And there was like ecstatic dance parties that happened in the jungle there. I was like open to this whole new world. I found it so
Liberating.
like, yeah.
100%. That's the thing. One of the key things that I passionate in my heart: dancing, movement, move. With everything that we do, it's always incorporate the movement, breath and movement. But it is so freeing, isn't it? And that's a fantastic practice you can do at home. You don't have to go to India, even though that sounds wicked and awesome. Things you can do at home. Put music on. Close your eyes and just let your body just it unlocks and unblocks and frees you up in so many ways, isn't it?
There's so many little things you can do, isn't there, to just enhance your vibration in life. Like I don't really cook much anymore, but those stages where I was cooking a lot and just putting like music on, you can you can make daily chores into something fun and vibrant. Like it doesn't have to be like.
Yeah, absolutely. Put
music,
gratitude and joy into in your food, in your water, whatever. I'll tell you what I've been doing a lot of recently. I've been tested with a few things, and got a bit of a. I thought I'd paid it going down to London. Not that one, for a different. I went down to London and got like a congestion charge fine, and then like a speedy on the little bit, and I just went, thank you. Just to say thank you to it all, because you can't we taught when I spoke with Reverend Bill, and who was on one of the podcasts the other month. He was in Northern California, and you'd love him. You get on so well. He's coming over this year actually, but he does a lot of talks and that. But he was saying about people show a lot of gratitude for when things are going really well, and things are not, and it's easy and it's, and I'm so grateful. But can you get up and say thank you for the things that are troubling you, challenging you, and testing you, And I've started practicing that recently. And it's not been easy. It's not easy. But it's freeing me up quicker from that irritation or the troubling emotions that come with the frustration or this or that. Just say thank you to it straight away. That person is triggering me. Thank you. So...
Well, it helps you. All these things help you learn, don't they?
They do. It's not an easy practice, but it's definitely something I highly recommend. I'm doing it. I'm working on it myself.
I might have to incorporate that myself.
Yeah, it doesn't come easy, but I find it gives me a big energy shift. and it brings me back to my peace quicker.
Yeah.
It might take a few hours, but it won't be a whole week of carrying something, which happens, doesn't it? And some people carry things a lifetime.
Definitely. And also, you don't know what it's going to lead to. I shared this in a WhatsApp group the other day. I don't know if you're in there. It's called the Story of the Chinese Farmer. I'll probably murder it, but I'll try and tell it. It's quite a short, simple story, but it's really powerful. So it's an ancient Chinese story. I'll have to share the audio of Alan Watts saying it.
I've been listening to him all morning. Sorry, carry
on.
on.
Really? Okay, well, that's synchronistic. So basically, the story is a man has a horse.
I listened to this morning.
Okay,
oh my God, carry on.
So yeah, the man has a horse, and the horse ran away. And that evening, he spoke to the other villagers, and they said, "Oh no, that's terrible." So and he was like, "Maybe." Next day, the horse comes back with a whole, like, I don't know if it's called a herd, but a whole group of horses. And then the other villagers were like, "Oh, that's amazing! Hooray! You got these horses." And he's like, "Maybe." Next day, his son is trying to tame one of the horses, falls off it because it's a wild horse, and breaks his leg. That night, villagers again, "Oh no, his son's terrible. This is terrible." And then he's just like, "Maybe." Next day, the army come in, and they're trying to take people off into war, and his son can't go because he's broke his leg. So then the villagers are all like, "Oh, that's amazing." Maybe. So you get the drift. It kind of goes on and on this story, but the point is, even terrible things happen, and like the stuff I've talked about with depression, losing my dad, at the time it can feel so awful, but actually it might just be leading you on to something amazing.
Yeah.
Or on the flip side, also I think it teaches you not to get too ahead of yourself when things are good, and just kind of stay grounded, because you don't know what's coming next or what this amazing thing could lead to. And it could be things like, you see it with celebrities, don't you? They get super famous, and then actually that ends up driving them crazy, and they've got the media following them. So sometimes things that look really shiny and bright and beautiful actually aren't as much of a blessing as we think as well. So I think it's just like having that, I think for me the message of that story is having that centre, peaceful balance to come back to, and not to get too downhearted when something wrong happens, and not to get too over yourself and things again.
And we've definitely learnt that, haven't we? I know I'm still very aware and mindful of that, because I can get very excitable about things and I'm an air sign anyway, so I'm up in the clouds.
Me too.
Things
Which one? Which one?
And then when it doesn't happen quick enough for me, I'm like, ooh, you know. So
we all do.
Learning to grow roots is really important, and stay neutral and be like, well, okay, you know. Yeah, learning and growing each day.
What air sign are you?
Libra.
Me too.
Oh, are you? What date are you?
28th of September.
Oh, okay. I'm 2nd of October.
Oh, close. Close.
Good old Libra.
Nice. Libra powers.
Are you like, do you take a while sometimes to weigh things up?
Well,
let me think about this.
Yeah, a little bit. My wife's an astrologer, so I've learnt a lot about astrology, which is good. And about the rest of my chart. But I've got a lot of air generally. I've got a lot of things in Libra, and a lot of earth. So that's maybe like my grounded side. But I haven't got much fire, and I haven't got much water. So
yeah, I think, oh God, yes, I think sometimes, I have to work on being very grounded a lot. That's why I work, happy helps me with that. Work, having happy regularly does help me root, because I can float off and everything comes in, all the ideas and inspiration, books, stories, everything falls in. Then I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with it all? Because I'm floating in the air.
Yeah, I can resonate with that.
It's like, it's all, and then I'm like, hang on, I'm overwhelmed. I've got too many tabs open. What do I do? You know what I mean? But it's all good. It's a gift, actually, I think, being able to do that.
Yeah.
We've all got gifts. It's just being able to navigate it.
Yeah.
Because even with gifts, if you don't navigate it, it's
it can come with downsides.
Yeah,
like Amani's gift of sight. I think she talked about in your podcast. I did watch that one. Said there's things that have been really challenging with having that gift as well. So.
Yeah.
But you learn in time that with how to manage yourself.
That's it. Absolutely. And that's the most important thing, isn't it? Managing thyself.
Yeah. Made that sound really corporate and easy.
I think that's the ultimate thing, isn't it, really, in life?
Yeah.
You know, getting to know thyself and navigate thyself in a way that is natural, organic, beautiful, free.
Yeah.
And
Peaceful.
I think that's the ultimate thing, isn't it? To attain all these attributes and ways.
Yeah.
But it don't come easy.
No.
However, give it all a good go.
Yeah.
You know, I will scramble over that finish line.
God loves a trier, they say.
Absolutely. I will scramble over that finish line. Like high-fiving everyone. We tried. We gave it a go. We really did, didn't we? And then they'd be like, yep, now round and go again. What? Yeah, I had a beautiful practice the other day and, just about connecting with yourself and your heart daily. And it was something that came up. I don't want to talk about this, but it was something that came up. I'd done some training with a beautiful lady called Jenny Cox. She created something called the balance procedure, and I went and did that quite a few years ago now. You know, you go and do things like, I forgot I went and did that. I forgot when I did. So it's almost like things coming up. And remember when you did that? And the connection that I felt with that practice coming really strong recently. Over the last week, it's just about 2 weeks. It's gone back. And Jenny, she was only in her 60s, but she did pass away only a few years ago, sadly. But she's left this incredible thing. And it's a very simplistic practice, really, but it's really powerful. And it's working through the heart, the power of the heart, and with intention, affirmation. And you can use symbols, which she developed. She developed these symbol cards with geometries and stuff like that. It's really good. But when you get more in tune with it, you can actually start it works naturally. And I was asking quite a few questions about things because things have been a bit challenging. It's really exciting when things start kind of sprouting and flourishing and things go wow. But when there's challenges and things are maybe not going the way you wish they would, you know, or some things are breaking and leaving, you have to really submerge into these practices. I think that's what they're there for.
Yeah.
And keep the faith and be able to connect back into your heart.
Yeah, like
and trust.
Just from, I know I don't know you that well, but just from the little bit I do know from getting today, you sound like me a bit, like very optimistic, and then it can be quite surprising when it doesn't go like silky smooth as you feel it should.
Feel it big time.
I'm like that. I'm like, oh God. But,
hard on myself at times. Like, okay, well, this needs to get better, and that needs to, and I need to do more of this and more of that. And sometimes we just need to breathe, patience. Yeah, I think there's a time where you go into battle, you know, and there's a time when you need to sit and be with things and let that and then breathe, isn't it? There must be a reason why I've brought that up.
Well, actually,
for someone either listening or it's something.
Yeah, it kind of links to what happened to me this morning because this week's been really intense. Like working all day, kids to bed, working every night, just because there's so much to do with the festival. And this morning, I was just like really feeling it, so I just poured myself a bath, put some bath salts in, and just was doing some slow breaths in the bath. And I was like, I felt so much better after. But it's just sometimes having that initiative in it, just to go and do it and know what you need. Reset.
Self-care, time out. It's important, especially when you're going like a steam train. Yeah. To build this, you know. The
steam blows out eventually. Yeah.
So after last year, after last year's Soul Rev, did you have a bit of time out for yourself? Did you feel elevated, or were you like for a bit? How was it for you, that experience?
Well, that ceremony I did with Amani was really intense, and I didn't really. When you're in it, I don't think you realise how much adrenaline's pushing you along and how much you're holding. So when the festival goes, it is a bit like, I just felt like white.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even like physically get off the sofa for like a week after and things. So it takes a lot out of you. And you don't really have a choice because, like I say, you get that white. You have to slow down.
Well, you're managing a lot of people as well. You know, you're managing a lot. There's a team, and then
When you count the volunteers, the management team, the music artists, the facilitators, everything, the team's like 800 people. So you got all that, all with their own needs and some with their own demands and whatnot.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, thanks for that, guys. Hint, hint. Yeah, all the tests for one's patience. But then it's like, it's fine. It's good because it helps me grow, like I say, but there's just a lot to hold because, especially when you care, because I really care about people's experience, it's like,
You do.
is it in its emotional integrity? Are we leading people in a positive way, spiritually, all this stuff? And like, I like to like leave no stone unturned, but that's a lot to hold in itself because, like I say, I really want people to have a meaningful, positive experience.
Yeah.
It's going to help elevate them, not just at the festival, like beyond and take it into their life. So yeah, it's a lot. and
people don't, that's what I mean, people don't realise that is in there, in that pot. So it matters it matters to you what people are experiencing.
Yeah.
And there is a genuine care and a lot of time, care and attention that's gone into creating what you've done.
Yeah.
You know, and the people that you work with, and that will come with challenges throughout, you know, things because, you know, it's important to make sure there's a connection and a trust, respect and mutual understanding, and everyone's on the same page in the vision, you know. So for you, it's making sure everything feels right.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's all on you, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's a lot of pressure. But I kind of enjoy it because it kind of forces me to evolve. Like I've always said, Soul Revolution, it's not as much all on me now because I've got like a core team of directors, which is really nice as well. I've always said it will only evolve as much as I do. I think that's true with like anything we want to create in the world. So for me, I've always just put an emphasis on continuing to work on myself, which I know will transpire out, which I've had a little break from the last 6 months. So that's been nice because doing the work constantly can get a lot, but I'll be delving back in, I'm sure, soon enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was, you know, kind of wrapping it up, but
yeah, sorry.
No, there's more to talk about. Oh, Alex, thank you so much for coming on. I've really kind of needed this morning as well.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how. Well, never am really. Like I was saying to you, never quite know what's going to come through, what's really going to be spoken, but wholeheartedly trust. You know, the universe, God, the energies that are working through us, you know, to come through and just help share what needs to be shared. Because there'll be people watching this who will be, there'll be there's nuggets in every single episode, as we know, with everything. And there will always be something that someone somewhere needs to hear. Like my friend Jeff, who came on, Jeff Thompson, you'll have to meet him. He's incredible. He said, you know, somewhere, someone will hear a podcast or read a book, and it will just give them that bit of light they need at that time.
Yeah.
And we all need light, and we all need the, you know, higher energy, or experience that feeling, which is beautiful. So the magic and the medicine. So grateful.
So grateful to you.
Oh, thank you so much, darling. So
I feel like you're someone who like really understands Soul Revolution, like the way you talk about it. I feel like you really understand the mission, what we're trying to do, and you've always been like amazingly supportive and said it's like not everyone, I don't know, is so free in the heart that they can just say these positive things, but I feel you've really got that, and it means a lot to hear those things. So thank you.
No, thank you so much. Absolutely. And this is the most important thing. It's, you know, there's people are creating magic and medicine, and you know, and that's the thing. Kim and I, you know, even though we can be funny, and we have our little ways, but we, when we see light in other people, excuse me, it's so important, and it's almost like part of our mission. Sorry, I've got. Excuse me, something's trying to block me.
Do you want a bit of that?
Thank you.
That's all right.
Ultimately, thank you, my darling.
No worries.
And this is a key thing that I think people don't realise about what we do behind the scenes. We also do a lot of our own deep inner work, and we're always, you know, open to show us the things that need the love, the support, the recognition, who we need to be connected with, because it's almost like a web of connection within itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's important to give respect and support when other people are doing the good work.
Yeah.
All right, so we just become, it's all about us.
Yeah.
It's all about me. And we don't work like that. We don't work like that.
Well,
it's about
that
us.
shows the work that you're doing is paying off. So you see it like so, because I work with so many different facilitators and things. The people that are doing the work on themselves regularly, and they're humble, and they walk that path, and like they're doing the daily practices. You see that their work just constantly evolves, and the power of it, and the people that they benefit. Whereas I feel like people who just end up getting a bit like arrogant, or like it's all about them, whatever. You start to see the wheels come off, and then I don't know. Sometimes unethical things happen, if like money or sex, whatever it is. So that constantly checking in with yourself is, I think, really important.
Really important, absolutely, because it kind of gives you a bit of a force field of protection against the forces and traps that are always trying to pull us off this path. You know, things are always trying to get into
everywhere. Like this modern world, Western world is like full of bright lights and colours and fancy material things and sex and drugs and all these things. Like,
and we're only human.
Yeah, exactly. We're only human.
Well, I say we're only human. We are human. But we're ultimately here to have an entire experience, and the traps and all those things, of course, naturally going to be gravitating to all these things. However...
yeah, and I'm not saying that stuff's all bad.
Done it.
I just mean
I had loads of growth out of all these things myself, you know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change it. Wouldn't change it, but...
Yeah, and don't, obviously, be consumed by it, I suppose is what I'm saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Be... not wary, observant.
Yeah, of thyself.
Of thyself, what it's doing to you, and why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it coming from a damaged place or from a true place?
A place from the heart, you know. Yeah, so that's it. Anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Can I do one last little plug?
Of course you can.
So just because we've got, I didn't mention it earlier, a low income application form on the website. So if anyone's struggling financially, because you're on minimum wage or maybe on benefits, wherever it is, we've got a form on the website, and then we give away half price tickets to those people. So for me, it's really important that it's accessible to anyone, because festivals can be seen as a very middle upper class thing, which I don't want Soul Revolution to be. So I just wanted to mention that before.
Thank you so much. No, that's brilliant. So no excuses. Get yourself there, innit? Yeah. As we know, we're living in challenging times with things at the moment for a lot of people, but that's fantastic. So another gift from Soul Rev. So get yourself onto the website, which is
soulrevolutionfestival.com.
That's it.
I believe.
It's really simple. Yeah. You're on Instagram?
Yes, we're most active on Instagram. People on social. We're on Facebook, which we use a little bit as well.
Yeah. Same as any other platforms?
We put some bits on YouTube.
Okay.
But if you're going to follow us on anywhere, I'd say Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah, I like Instagram. I'm on there. I started going on there more I think the end of last year, started putting things, I think, something like that.
I think it's
Yeah,
the
it's a good
most
platform,
active community for like the conscious space, I'd say, Instagram. So it's good if you're in wellness and spiritual spaces and you want to, learn more, do more, whatever it is, then I think Instagram's a good platform to be on at the moment.
Definitely. Yeah, it's very creative, I find as well, very creative space. It's fun. Anyway, and social media it will be what you use it for, isn't it, intentionally?
Yeah.
You know, use it for your own advantage. Don't get sucked into some of the stuff out there. I mean, gosh. But follow Soul Revolution.
Yeah, just delete everyone else. Follow Soul Space, Soul Revolution.
Yeah, Soul Space, Soul Revolution. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm doing that ego thing now, I know. It's all about us.
But it is important because if we don't have people subscribing to YouTube, we're getting loads of views on YouTube, by the way, but we're just trying to help people to just subscribe because people don't realise how much time and energy goes into creating things. But also, when we've got so many things coming up that are so exciting and, you know, if they're not linked in, if they're not following, how are they going to know about it?
Yeah.
You know, if you're interested in something, follow it. That's it.
Yeah, and support these things because I know a lot of festivals or events or wherever it is, a lot of things are having to like really downsize or go bust altogether because they're not getting the support of the community. So I know it's hard because financial times are hard, but if you feel passionate about a community or offering in your heart, do try and support it as much as possible. Even just a like on a post. Things like that helps the algorithm. So it helps
really
us.
Important. It's encouraging as well. It helps us to feel like, oh well, actually, what I'm doing is landing with people. It is, you know, kind of they are, you know, getting it, appreciating it, valuing it, and that's what we want. It's not about us per se. It's about this. Yeah,
the whole community and the movement. Yeah, like for me, I love seeing comments because like you can actually interact with people. Otherwise, it's like you're doing the post, they're liking it, okay, but there's no like back and forth. So I love to see a comment, like how they feel about it. It doesn't even have to be positive. Like if there's a reflection, it's rare someone will do something like that, but I like to have those debates and hear a different point of view as well. So.
Yeah, wicked.
Sorry,
going off
on another one.
We could just chit chat all day, isn't it? I mean,
we'll have to go for lunch now.
I know, absolutely. So, right then, on that note, thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you everyone listening.
Have a great day. I'll see you at Soul Rev. Bye for now.